Okay. Oh, what? I don't even know why I cracked that joke. Okay. Anyway,
Does anyone remember that commercial?
Which one?
The Good to Go. It was for the Pizzones back in the day when they came out.
Yep, I remember that.
I don't remember that.
Pepper Spar remembers.
Okay.
Was it a Canadian commercial?
I don't know. It was Pizza Hut for when they released the Pizzones, which were calzones. They just called them something different when they first came out.
Yeah,
Cass,
the
you remember this
Pizzones.
commercial?
Who remembers the
Cats
Pizzones
remember.
commercial?
I do.
Oh,
good.
Okay, there we go. All right.
So we're not crazy.
No,
It's
we're
like
not.
a pizza, but it's folded over and it's good to go.
Pizza taco.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's get
Now
to
that
this. All right, where was it? Oh, here we are, my lines. Hello, how's it going, you beautiful people? And welcome to this live stream. I'm Cobalt GM, and we're about to play the tabletop role-playing game of Esper Genesis by Alligator Alley Entertainment. Before we begin, let me tell you a little something about our players. We have the beautiful, dark, lovely,
Hello.
played Arcesian Princess Aura. We have the awesome Alloy,
Hello.
playing the Ashen Forge Warrior Argus. We have the magnificent Master Draco,
Here.
play the Volna Hunter Rylan Bravestride. We have the terrific Tonto Tomahawk,
How about this, Stas?
playing the fire-blooded Promethean Sargaristio. Last but definitely not least, we have the Titanic Typhoon 44,
Up.
playing the Earthborn human, Captain Jonathan T. Archer. Also, I want to give a...
Not now.
Sure. I'm not sure what you said, but okay. Also, I want to give a special shout out to Steve, Felicia, Justin, Riley, James Nash, Aaron, Cameron, and Aiden. If I recall right, that's been loving our content on Facebook and etc. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And now that things are set, let us begin with who would like to shoot us a recap?
I did it last time, so you guys can't throw me under the bus.
I
Oh,
know,
that is
but
true. Yeah, we did throw
we
her under the
already
bus
used it.
last
We
time.
already have that ammunition used.
Most definitely. All right, going around the board. Ooh, I'm going to go for someone somewhat actually, Tonto Tomahawk. Would you please grace us with a recap?
Yeah, I can totally butcher this. All right.
Go for it. Butcher it as best you can.
So what you see, what happened
Uh-huh.
was some things happened. And not just any sort of things.
Uh-huh.
Downtime things.
Ah.
Now,
Oh, some stuff.
Now, what ended up happening was that after Cynthia had tragically passed on and turned herself into a sniper rifle, Arcadicus Praxis
Uh-huh.
was sorrowful.
Mm.
Some words from the Promethean kind of lifted his spirits a bit before he decided, I'm going to go over here, I'm going to go to the transports, I'm going to go be sad over there. So he went to the transports,
Right.
to go mourn in peace, to remember his beloved granddaughter that was also a cryodrake. But now she gets to live on as a sniper rifle, thirsty for vengeance against Cutlet.
Yes.
Which, now Rylan, with his new sniper rifle and his kitty companion, they went on the prowl. They went on the hunt to go find Cutlet, following tracks that they seen in the snow until they immediately stopped. Possibly because he took a transport, according to one of the other... It was the same people as Argus? Another Ashen Forged, I believe she said.
There
her
was
name.
Her name was Silva.
Silva, yes.
Yes.
He did say that, yeah, there was a transport there. Okay, so he's gone. He disappeared. I will follow this transport. And off he went. Argus decided to follow after his weapon made very suggestive things.
Mm-hmm.
It
It
is
always
a
does.
very, very dirty weapon. You need to clean it more.
I don't. No. I'd rather touch it less.
Oh.
Well, you can always clean it with fire. I think that might burn some of the excess off. Or it might be into it. I don't know.
Extremely talented. Could burn the excess off on that one. Go ahead.
Either way,
Mm-hmm.
Argus and Raylan went off to go on a bit of a hunt to go find the former station coordinator, or
Oh.
rather the I'll say former because he's sort of gone AWOL now after things have come to light.
What things have
Jonathan
come to light that you're talking about?
Oh, the kind of things where he was doing very illegal things involving a certain warehouse filled with research into Seath spawn and all sorts of other monstrosities. We don't really know. The data got deleted. But what we
Right.
do know is that we have Cynthia's egg,
Mm-hmm.
fragile as it is.
Fragile. Mm-hmm.
But we have that in our possession, which is now sitting comfortably in Jonathan T. Archer's ship.
Yes. Oh, who remembers the name of Jonathan T. Archer's ship?
Ooh, I
Ooh,
forget the name of the ship.
The archipelago.
close.
I know that's not it, but
The Albatross.
Getting closer.
I'm an albatross.
All right. But keep on going.
Should I tell him?
Go ahead. Tell him what's the name of your ship.
It's the Advent Horizon.
I'll give you the first. Astro.
There it is.
Advent
No.
Horizon. That's funny.
Yes, it's the Advent
It's like an Advent
Horizon.
calendar except with spaceships.
Exactly.
Right.
Booze every day.
Mm-hmm. But
But
definitely.
yes, back on the Astral Horizon,
Mm-hmm.
our Promethean and our Keshian princess with her friend are all back on the ship, along with John Archer and his family. All is safe and sound. His wife still hates the Promethean for racist things, most because Prometheans and humans don't get along because of a very, very fractured history.
Mm.
He remembers it. He remembers it.
Yeah.
He doesn't care. But either way, they're back on the ship. They're enjoying some good food.
Mm-hmm.
Visiting with the family while Argus and Raylan are off on their grand adventure of going hunting cutlet.
Definitely.
In their travels, they came across another, what is it, Matokai?
Yes, the Matokai. Another nice big semi-elemental alien lizard dragon men.
Yes, and it's, with a nice flaming tail and all that.
Charmander guy.
Yes, the Charmander guy.
Uh-huh.
Is he more of a Charmander though?
Maybe a Charmeleon.
Maybe. He is a Firetail Matokai.
He's not a Charizard yet. But either way, they came across him. They had a good talk. They impressed him, and now he's with them. And now they're all on the hunt for former station coordinator Cutlet
Uh-huh.
to bring him to justice for all of his transgressions.
Nice, nice. Excellent recap. Why did you think you would butcher it? You did a great job.
Because there are so many details I omitted because I forgot.
No problem. Does anyone want to add any details? Going once? Going
Well,
twice? Oh, mhm.
I mean, like, I did finally tell Silva about my
Mhm.
interior companion's desires for her, and then ran away like a bitch.
Wait. Did you call him your interior companion?
He's in my head, for God's sakes.
I love that term. Hold on. Let me make sure I write this down in my notes. Interior companion. Oh, yeah.
The voice inside my head is telling me I need to fornicate with this lady.
Him, all right. It's your interior companion, not the voices in your head. Okay.
Voice, singular. There's only one so far.
Until he starts harmonizing with himself, and then be afraid.
Hey, once the second one comes in, one's got to come in on stereo on the left, the other one has to come in on the right.
Definitely. You should share this experience with Princess Aura. She has an idea of what this is like. Right?
Yes.
Also,
The
she
singing-
had some touching moments with Ori too over the whole situation too.
Ooh, yeah. She did
I don't remember a lot of the details. I'm sure she could fill it in, but
I remember her turning green.
Yeah, yeah.
Almost. Yeah, purple. So,
Purple.
Princess Aura, did you want to fill us in on that scene with Ori?
Well, our little raver girl was misinterpreting, in my opinion, willingly misinterpreting an attempt at making a bounty on her using her following, and blasted to the airwaves that Princess Aura is looking for a man, which, enraged Ori, and Ori got so mad she started turning purple, but not from lack of oxygen, I'm thinking. And during a conversation between Ori and Aura, Ori would not explain any details, but she did just say that if she ever turned fully purple, that it would be doing her a favor, or like it would be safer to put her out of her misery so that she doesn't hurt anybody, and that, you know, her quality of life would stay good.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yes. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Okay. Any more details you want to add? Those are some excellent details, by the way. Going once, going twice.
Captain was just busy doing captain-y things.
Yes.
Fornicating with the local alien fauna. Gotcha.
He is Archer, not the other one.
Cannot use his name due to copyright infringement.
Yeah, Paramount is not someone I want to piss off. All right. But moving along. All right. Let us cast our imaginations back into this wonderful universe of Esper Genesis, focusing down on the space station Pale Evaro. Specifically, right now, segment 2. Because we're going to pick up with Argus, Rylan Bravestride, and their new Matokai associate, Nathkar.
NASCAR is his cousin. He doesn't like his cousin.
This is true.
He just keeps going around in circles.
All right. The three of you are 3.5 since the phase beast is also there, making Nathkar very uncomfortable. The three of you are currently across the street in an alley between two buildings from this large administrative building. Looking through the scope of Cynthia's Revenge, you are actually able to see the highlighted footprints of Colette Felgavo.
Question.
Hmm.
Is he able to take the scope off of the rifle and look through it with the same effect? Or is he literally standing across the street from a building with a giant sniper rifle pointing it at the building?
In a alley, mind though. Okay, in an alley. I don't think he's going to be in the middle of a street, especially since all of you are aware that past the spaceport, you're not allowed to have weapons and or armor.
My question stands, is he able to take the scope off and use it like, you know,
He hasn't tried. So, at the moment, he has no idea. All right.
This is a worthy try.
Okay. And so, you pick the sniper rifle, and you point it down, and you kind of look at how the scope is attached, and yes, it comes off.
Helps to know your weapon.
The real issue is the security at the administrative building. Aside from the 4 security robots that are outside, Nathkar lets you guys know that, yeah, it's an instant call to station security if anyone is caught with illegal weaponry.
Oh. I may have a solution to this. Here, hold this. I'm going to pass them my weapons and just kind of like head on over.
Oh, right. So you just kind of like dump your weapons on Nathkar, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so with just armor, you go ahead and bravely stride to the edge of the sidewalk. Of course, hover cars are going back and forth, but it detects that you want to cross over, and the lights change. The hover cars stop, and they actually erect little force fields to make sure to doubly protect you as the holograms of where to walk to cross the street form. You do so, and immediately as you approach the stairs that lead up into the administrative building, which people are coming in and out of, the robots are keeping a sharp eye on everyone. But yes, you get to the doors. They open for you. Inside is kind of this check-in station, this lobby, right, that you could tell is also a security checkpoint, because only about 30 feet in front of you, there are various sensors that you're going to have to pass through and scan. Your identity has to be confirmed before you're able to go further into the building. There's numerous aliens going in and out, most of them complaining about having to, take things out of their spacesuits and out of their pockets and whatnot.
Almost should have left my backpack too.
Give me a perception check if you want to see any more.
Yeah, I'll definitely give you a perception test. I think that's a +2 if I'm not crazy or stupid. I could be both.
Right now in this lobby, the security checkpoint, there's another 4 security robots.
Dice box. It's the right dice box.
It's even better when it's the right dice box.
It's preferable when it's the right dice box.
Exactly. Then we all can see.
Nat 20.
Why? A nat 20 off the bat? Okay, fine.
Hey, it's been so long since I've got a nat 20. Okay, just give me this.
Oh, you're going to have it. Okay, you're going to have it.
That's all downhill from here.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Okay, so good news is, well, one, the 20 itself, all right? With the nat 20, you do see everything, all right? You do see the fact that actually beyond this the checkpoint, there are no more security bots. There are servant robots that do things like, open doors and summon the lifts and stuff like that there, but they don't seem combat capable. While looking at the rooftop, you do see that there are tons of turret linings. In case things get out of hand and security needs to be called in, those turrets are going to activate. It gets worse. With a 20, you even manage to see the very well hidden force field generators. So that if someone doesn't scan properly, if they're an illegal or if they're a criminal, or if they've been branded as such, they immediately get trapped in this area with a semi-impenetrable force field and these 4 security bots. Yeah. It seems very dangerous.
With that, I'm going to keep on walking, go down the block, go across the street, and come back to the guys.
Okay.
And tell them what I found.
Definitely. Finally,
So,
NASCAR's like, so what's the plan here?
We're not going in there.
They kind of pissed them off.
Well, for one, they already register us as felonies, but the amount of... So I seen force field generators at the entrance to trap you in with the security robots. There are turret linings pretty much throughout the entire inside of the place that I could see. Not too much aside from that with from security beyond the entranceway, if you can get past it. But those force fields are military grade. They scan you, you read up wrong, you're stuck in there.
And we already saw that one bot already knew that I was classified as a threat.
Yeah, so I don't think we're getting in there. We're going to have to think of something else.
We didn't think he's here anymore.
Oh, give me my stuff back.
Well, here, take your stuff.
Thank you.
And why does this stick glow red?
It's angry. Or horny. I've never figured that out.
Immediately, he drops it like it's the most disgusting thing he's ever touched.
I'll just rematerialize it in my hand before it hits the ground.
Wait a moment. Is that thing sentient?
I don't think the weapon itself is sentient. I don't think. I have a voice inside my head that tells me to touch things.
With that, NASCAR slowly begins to back up towards Brave Stride.
Brave Stride, tell him it's fine.
It's fine. And you... Have you pissed off the coordinator yet?
I am NASCAR. NASCAR is my cousin.
Okay, have you pissed off the coordinator?
One moment. We don't like NASCAR.
We don't like... Okay, that's fine.
What was your question?
Have you pissed off the coordinator yet?
Colette Felgavo himself? No.
Okay, cool. Leave me the auto rifle. You're going to go in and ask where he's at.
Wait. Has he pissed off any other form of establishment in this place?
Yeah, have you?
That is a different question.
I'm glad we asked.
I may have temporarily borrowed Cubal from Sarius Cubal dispensaries.
How much?
Are you caught?
No, as you can see, I am free.
And he did go on a transport.
So did we.
True.
Now, do they have evidence you borrowed these Krubal?
I think I wiped most of it from the mainframe of those machines, but there may be a record. Maybe.
You willing to go and see if you can get inside the building there on that?
But once inside, what do I do? What do you want with this Colette Felgavo guy?
His whereabouts. That's it. Just his location.
Yeah. Just
even if he's not here anymore, that gives us the fact that he's not here anymore. We'll look elsewhere.
Oh, idea. Brave Stride. Are we able to perhaps get onto the nearby buildings and see if maybe there is more of his footprints on top of the building? See if maybe he found another transport?
I could probably do that.
Wait a minute. NASCAR does not climb buildings.
That's good. We weren't asking you to. We're asking you to go inside and get information.
I think I can slip inside. And with that, he takes a moment and he concentrates. And then immediately he turns into a more yellowish, a golden scale type of Matokai.
Nice. Leave any weapons or armor here.
Son of a gun, I think I just remembered I have something. I have a hollow mask.
Oh, you do?
I do. I nabbed it from one of those jackasses in one of the earlier sessions.
Okay, sure. I don't think that's their technical term, but yeah.
But they have to scan like physical ID and that kind of stuff, don't they?
Mm-hmm. Oh no, they just pretty much scan who you are and see if it matches up with a database.
Like your face, or like
yes,
the hollow mask go through that.
It would scan your face.
Okay.
You guys were scanned when you came into the station, remember?
What kind of faces can I choose for this? Is it like I could just see somebody on the street, scan them, and be like, haha, I'm using your face now?
As a matter of fact, yes, you can do that.
Wonderful. That's exactly what I'm going to do.
Is there any type of alien species that you would like to scan?
Humanoid.
Okay. There's a lot of humanoids. You're looking for the orange humanoids, human humanoids. There are a couple of Ashenforge, a couple of cerebral Ashenforge, as a matter of fact.
Whichever is most convenient. It doesn't look like they're wanted for arrest.
Oh, definitely. You see this one cerebral Ashenforge. He's just about a building or so away on the sidewalk having this conversation about how the stimulant juice is garbage at this one place he went to.
Excellent. I'm going to scan his face, and I will go in with the Matokai. Meanwhile, Brave Stride, you should go to the building or up the building across and see if you can spot if he escaped through the roof.
Sounds fair.
Righto. I'll slip on the mask and do the voodoo that you do.
Most definitely. Before you guys do that, finally, NASCAR tells you, before we get separated, what is your two-way so I'm able to contact you? As he lifts up his communicator.
Yeah, we can pair that, bro.
Right? He puts his communicator out. I'm assuming you guys put yours out?
Yeah, I'm going to give my my weapons to Brave Stride. He can look after those for a moment while we go inside. I don't want to go unarmed.
Also, no pets. That phased beast, whatever it may be, is not allowed inside the administrative building.
I'm going to go with you guys, trust me.
Thank God.
Where is it, by the way?
Is it still tucked in the cowl?
Say that again?
Usually it's on my shoulder in the cowl.
Yes, it is nice. I mean, you feel its warmth on the back of your neck, but it's all curled into a ball, so it's practically invisible. It just looks like you have like this swole piece of darkened fur on your back.
All right, good.
Though it doesn't like when you move too much. Either way, you guys seem to have a plan. Are you guys ready to execute?
Yep.
Sure. Let's see how horrible this could go.
Most definitely. Argus, you go ahead, you tap your holographic mask. It takes the shape of that other cerebral Ashenforged.
Mhm.
Now you have a brand new face. You look over at the yellowish scaled Machokai. He gives you the nod.
I give him the nod.
You guys walk up to the edge of the sidewalk. It stops the hover traffic, forms a force field. You guys begin to walk your way towards the administrative building. Brave stride. You begin to... Are you going to parkour up the side of a building, or how are you going to get to the roof?
If there's an easier way, like stairs, or like, you know, then I
Fire
would take
escape?
those. Fire escape.
No.
A displacer beast.
This place has no fire escape.
No, typically in cases of emergency, if you're at a higher level, what happens is there is this portion that kind of extends out, and it effectively produces this force field that allows people to descend safely. Unless all power goes out, then pretty much people at the upper levels are kind of screwed.
That's a terrible safety feature.
Definitely.
I love it.
So I'm gonna parkour my way up, I guess.
Okay.
Parkour!
I take it you're doing so quietly, you don't want to draw any attention to yourself, correct?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Use your cat.
That's what I think that's what Typhoon was saying. He was like, use the phase beast.
Mm-hmm.
Could the cat even phase me up there?
The cat's phased you before.
Yeah, but until location it's known.
Who says it doesn't know this?
Well, the simple answer is you have no idea.
It's,
So right now you're in this alley. About 3 stories up is your objective. This alley is actually narrow enough for you to rebound from wall to wall to wall to wall to hop yourself up there. Unless, of course, you miss a step, then you're going to slide down. It's going to be kind of embarrassing and painful.
okay.
So you have a choice. Do you
At
parkour?
20 work?
What is it?
What?
Please.
Back to back, yo!
Do you want to describe how you parkour up there?
I back up a couple steps,
Mhm.
bounce on the toes a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
and I go into a cat run right off the side of the wall. So it's like a side run,
Right.
bounce off that wall, do a couple flips, bounce off the other wall, bounce back, and make it to the top.
All right. You land at the top whips style. And as soon as you do so, come to a stop.
Oh.
The phase beast goes ahead and smacks you on the back of the head several times because you woke it up.
Yeah.
It hops off your shoulders and it starts licking itself and straining up its fur.
Pick it back up, help straighten its fur, put it back. You could do that up here.
All right. Yeah, it's mad. It's upset. You woke it up. You jostled it. But now it's meeting itself, getting ready to lay back down on the back of your neck in your cow. All right. Okay. Forget you guys and these nat 20s. All right.
Fine. You'll be
Both.
fine.
Definitely. All right. Typhoon 44, are you available?
Yes, I is.
Tonto. Dark Lovely, y'all ready?
Yes.
Y'all ready for this? Do 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 do. And then we're sued.
Awesome. Right. Okay. Cutting back to the astral horizon. Back to the home ship of our team. Aside from Captain Jonathan T. Archer, which is currently in the bridge alone, doing a few things, the rest of the crew are actually in the galley, in effectively the dining room. The wonderful smells of cooked meat and a few other things is just wafting over the entire room, just making it smell scrumptious. Everyone aside from Jane Archer, Captain Archer's wife, are sitting anxiously at the table waiting for the food to be prepared. Before she serves, though, Princess Aura, you are noticing that the usual symphony of ancient Keshian language that typically hums in the back of your mind has diminished. You know whatever weird artifact that the captain has is still aboard the ship, but for some reason, it seems to have kind of almost given up trying to persuade you. You're not certain. Aside from that, as always, you're sitting next to your friend, Ori, who is also anxious to eat, but at the same time, she is quieter than usual, very contemplative. Tell me, what do you do?
Well, I'm grateful that the voices have died down. And I will just patiently await for dinner.
Definitely. All right, as you're patiently awaiting, almost surprising you, Balo, the other Keshian lowborn that was quote-unquote gifted to you by Colette Felgavo, he kind of just speaks up out of nowhere behind you. Your Grace, is there anything that I could get you, a beverage or something?
Follow, I'm good. Come sit at the table and wait with us.
Oh, right, I can do that now. Is here fine, Your Grace? And he's pointing to the chair on the other side of you, on the left side of you.
Yeah.
Oreed now speaks up. Your Grace, are you sure that's proper? He is already admitted to being an agent for Colette Felgavo. And Balo immediately lowers his head.
It's not his fault his old master was a dick.
As you wish, Your Grace. Also, for future reference, Balo, if the princess needs something, she has me. And immediately Balo's like, I did not mean to overstep. I am sorry. Please forgive me.
You didn't overstep. Friends offer to help each other out.
Mm-hmm. With that, Jill, Captain Archer's daughter, she immediately scoots over to next to Balo and she goes, Balo, we have a little bit of time before it's time to eat. Come on, we have to wash our hands in the refresher and look. And she digs into her little bag and she pulls out all of these makeups. Right? Lipstick, eyeshadow, the works. And she was like, we're going to make you look so pretty. And Balo, I was like, Jill, do we? Yes, we do. And she grabs him by the arm and leads him away to the refresher.
Jill, be careful. There's certain things that don't look so good on a green complexion. Color theory. Color theory.
Okay. She goes, it's okay. We're just experimenting. You look good in gold. I think I have some gold eyeliner.
It's a great choice.
All right. You can practically feel Balo going like, why?
Follow the safe word is no.
And Balo like, what? And then the door closes. Right? Sagaristio. You're at the table. The food's getting ready to be served. Every now and again, Jane will look over her shoulder and, of course, shoot you her usual "I can't stand you" look. The door behind you that leads into this galley actually opens up, and immediately you hear more complaining from Lillian, as well as Jackson, Captain Archer's son, trying to get her to stop, and she is like, no, you listen, you said you want to be my boyfriend, but you should have did something. I mean, it's her, as Lillian shoots an evil gaze towards Ori, and Ori actually kind of sits up a little bit taller, a little bit prouder. And Jackson is like, look, Lily, I didn't know she was going to do that, and get you another communicator. No, I want that exact model, and that is up to her to get. and they sit down right next to you, Sakuristio. Right.
Ah, yes, perfect. This entire time, I've actually been working on that communicator.
All right. You've been
Because I
doing
did. Because I took all the pieces from before.
Right?
After it got rocked by a hurricane.
Yes, Hurricane Ori. All right.
Yes.
If I recall, you already rolled to repair it and it was an awesome roll, correct?
Yes.
Oh, right. You have done so, and it is functional. You've yet to put all of the external shell onto it to make it look as fancy as it used to. But one thing you have noticed is that there is something transmitting on this station that, on this ship that shouldn't be.
Can I isolate that frequency and save that for later?
Most definitely.
Yeah, okay. Well, we'll do that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything special with this communicator that would be causing that sort of thing? Or is it just,
It is actually something that you just picked up practically by accident. The communicator that you have, Lillian's communicator itself, is just a standard, expensive model, effectively Esper Genesis iPhone, right?
yeah, so an overpriced piece of technology.
All right. I do not speak for him. I don't. But
I use Android, everyone, so that's why.
but you do notice, almost as if it was a separate Wi-Fi, as you're looking through the list, there is some other device on this ship that is receiving a communication from outside of this ship.
Interesting.
But aside from the, shiny exterior, yes, this communicator is ready to be given back to Lillian. What do you do?
Well, I'll put the shell back together. Have my little micro drones come out and kind of give it like a little polish. They'll get like a screen wiper and they'll spritz it a little bit. And, like, it looks like they're wiping down a window on a large building with how small they are compared to the communicator.
Mm-hmm.
So we're getting it all nice and shiny, and then I'll just hand it back to him. Like, all right. Now, the next time that you use this, you better ask for consent before you videotape anybody.
Right. And she goes ahead, she completely ignores you, but takes her phone, and she's like, oh my stars, it looks brand new, and it works and everything. You are a genius. You're a Promethean, right? What's your name again?
Sagaristio.
All right, Sega. Okay, you did awesome work, Sega. All right. See, this is what a real boyfriend would do. All right, she's pointing it all in Jackson's face, and Jackson, I could have fixed it. I didn't know that you. Oh, it's not the plan. I was going to get you I was going to get you a better one. Right? No, I want my phone, and he gave me my phone. Maybe he should be my boyfriend. And immediately she sits right next to you, and she kind of, nudges against you. Isn't that right, Sega?
That's a trap. Don't do it.
I'm just going to take a drink from my water container, and I'll just keep looking forwards I'm pretty sure he could have done that. Hell, he might have been able to do a better job, and I'll kind of look at him, and I'll wink my eye.
Yes. What's in your eye?
Let's see. I don't know. Maybe I can get your girlfriend to look.
Yeah, oh, what? No, I'm not his girlfriend. No. You could say I'm a free agent.
There's a word for that.
So tell me, Sega, are you seeing someone right now?
No, not at the moment.
Immediately she puts her phone up. Hey, everybody on the sim, it's your girl Lillian. All right, right now I'm aboard this ship, the anal horizontal, and just want to new relationship status. Sega and Lillian, totes forever. And also, and then she goes and switches over. And now she's holding her comm device, pointing at you, Princess Aura. So, all right, have you been getting any suitor calls? All right, is someone ready to be a prince at the cash and everything? Because, you're on the lookout for Princess Aura the Manhunter. Come on, girl.
I was looking for a bounty.
Oh, Oh my stars. Princess Aura, not only is she like the savior of segment 4, but she's a bounty hunter. Princess Aura, you were able to feel Ori's fist ball up right next to you. And she is just gripping so tightly that once again the purple's beginning to show. And Ori quietly asks, how long are we going to tolerate this woman, Your Grace?
I think it'd be great if you invested in a squirt bottle and fill it with something foul smelling so we can squirt her when she misbehaves.
That is an excellent suggestion, Your Grace. And immediately Ori gets up and she's heading off to a different part of the ship.
At least this isn't a violent thing. It's only mildly inconvenient, at worst.
We will see what happens, right? You know, and so immediately Lillian's like, so Princess Aura, all right, segment savior, bounty hunter, all right, manhunter. Okay, so who's this bounty? All right, we can put the call out on the sim, and everybody's gonna come and know. So, who you're hunting, huh?
Colette Valgevo has committed great crimes against this space station, but in particular the good people of Sector 4.
Yeah.
Any information should be sent directly to me in regards to where he's located, who he is affiliated with, and what resources he's been accessing.
Immediately, she flips her device back around. All right, you heard it here first, guys. All right, Colette Felgavo, whoever that is. All right, and he's done some like really bad things, and he's pissed off Princess Aura. Felgavo. All right.
I'm just looking over at Aura. I'm just like, that is probably the first time she's ever pronounced a name right before immediately flubbing it.
All right. Be on the lookout. Princess Aura's coming for you. All right. Bye, my twinkles. And she cuts the communique. All right.
I hate her so much.
I love it. I love it so much.
Ah, yes. It's the cringe nene, baby.
All right. Typhoon 44, you available?
Yes, I am.
All right. Right now, you're in the bridge alone. It's locked. And you are actually getting a secretive encrypted communique from Marissa Huntley.
Okay.
Of course, it is still your choice to accept it or to ignore it.
I'll open it.
All right. Immediately, you kind of move your eye patch to the side. Your eye flashes red and projects an image of her. And immediately looking at her holographic visage, outlined in red, you can tell that she is exasperated. Oh, Johnny. Phil Gavo, he has put up certain blocks. He has... I really needed to be more discreet, Johnny. Unfortunately, as soon as he found out that there was evidence against him, he immediately started placing calls. Calling in favors.
No.
The council has agreed to see the evidence, but since they were made aware of it prematurely, Colette Felgavo has managed to pull some favors and get the viewing of this evidence pushed back by about several solar cycles. It's going to be a while before they even consider it. And in the meantime, Colette Felgavo has brought up charges and has holographic evidence of being assaulted by a Volna, an Ashen Forged. Your friends are in trouble, and the council only had one recourse. He's currently suspended. But they've sent an investigator. At the moment, I don't know who. But remember, we never had an arrangement. You get me, Johnny?
Who?
Exactly. Also,
They have other ways. Another way we can deal with him.
listen, this investigator needs to remain untouched.
No, I'm not talking about the investigator.
Phil Gavo. Tell your friends to be careful. He is desperate, and I think he is trying
Will
to
do.
run.
Yeah, I'm sure he is. Been tracking the two that you were describing. I know where they're at and about how far away. Yeah, they seem to be staying. Not exactly sure where he is, but he's not making it impossible to track him. I don't know how he's doing it, but that Volna's a pretty good hunter.
Look, Johnny, be careful. All right. Colette Filgavo's not going to go down alone. He doesn't have anything on me. But...
And we're going to keep it that way.
Good. But he has ties to some very disreputable people.
Okay. Well, we'll see about that.
Stay sharp, you old space dog.
Always.
And she cuts the communique.
And immediately turn to the console.
Mm-hmm.
Punch up the Volna's comm frequency.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Track it.
Oh, just tracking? Not going to communicate with him?
Not yet.
All right.
I want to know exactly where he is first.
Right. Well, right now he seems to be not too far away from the administrative building. And actually, I got to retcon myself. They should be in segment 3, not segment 2. All right. In segment 3 is where the administrative building is, and Rythan Bravestride, as well as Argus, are located there.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
The thing is,
Activate to Brave Stride.
all right.
Hey, Fuzzball. You better be careful. Word on the street is he knows you're hunting him. And you're getting him cornered. You know yourself what cornered prey does.
Bravestride, how do you respond to this communique from Captain Jonathan T. Archer?
Oh, if he's getting cornered, I'm doing my job well.
Don't do it too well. You won't have a job left. Or much of a life as far as that goes. He's got more connections than what you know of.
Most
Be
probably
careful.
do.
Tell the big guy, keep an eye on your back. And I need you to do his.
Mm.
You've already both been targeted. Sure you're aware of that by now. You're not stupid for a fuzzball.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure that he probably said something. I'm already labeled as a threat in the system.
Yep. Well, you two are missing out on a hell of a barbecue.
Mm.
Speaking of which, I better get back to it. Click.
Right.
Not that I'm immediately leaving.
Mm-hmm. Are you doing anything else on the bridge?
Yep.
Mm.
Using some of my contacts outside off the station.
Mm.
Want to roll through and see how much information I can find on Belgavo and his associations, his tie-ins.
Mm.
See if I can get some names, essentially. And then I'll go from there. What do you want me to roll?
All right. Go ahead
Waiting.
and... no, I want you to actually roll your investigation, but I need you to do this with disadvantage. Mostly because he is relatively clean on this station that he's the coordinator of, and trying to contact sources outside of Pilavaro is going to be a little bit difficult because of Pilavaro's extreme range from the rest of the planets, ships, etc.
Well, let's hope for a good high number then.
Yes,
'Cause I have
indeed.
nothing in
20.
investigation.
Don't you dare say nat 20. No more nat 20s.
Another nat 20 would just be fantastic.
No,
right now.
no, it wouldn't. All right, we don't need another nat 20 right now.
Yes.
It doesn't
Right.
sound like that was a nat 20.
It was not. That was a 9. All right, and with a 9, you've sent out the request, but given the distance it takes, even through the sim, all right, it's going to take a while for a response.
All right.
While you're waiting for that response, did you want to do anything else on the bridge or rejoin the rest of your crew in the galley?
Just out of curiosity, had enough calm chats with Pelgavo. Want to put his last known communicator frequency into the machine and see what it picks up on that.
Ah, okay. You go ahead and you put his frequency into the machine, and you realize the last one from the communique that you have with him actually ends at segment 4.
So he must have been using the shipboard communicator. Well, shit, that was worth a try.
No problem. All right.
I guess I'll go downstairs and have a burger.
Sounds good. Back downstairs in the galley.
As
Jane.
I head downstairs, I'm putting Raylan Bravestride and Argus in on my pad to keep constant watch on their location via their communicators.
Sounds good. Sounds good. All right. Back in the galley. The cooking is done. Jane is immediately plating. All right. Ballo has come back, and right now, for some reason, Jill has managed to put like the longest blonde wig she could have found on him. The hair goes down to his ankles.
Poor guy.
All right, he has the gold eyeliner, the silver blush on the cheeks. All right, he has somewhere in the range between 10 and a dozen plastic necklaces. And so far, the tips of his fingernails, the tips of his fingers, since the Kesh actually don't have fingernails, but the tips of his fingers have been painted as many colors of the rainbow as possible. Yeah, so he goes over to Jane and he's ready to help serve the food that she's prepared. And immediately she looks down and she's startled. She's like, "Oh, what happened to you, Jill?" And Jill's over the corner. Isn't he pretty, Bobby? And she's at the moment, Jane is at a loss for words, and she is like, "You know what? I don't even have time for this. Just here." And she starts giving Ballo the food to give out to everyone at the tables. Jill goes and she plops herself right next to you, Princess Aura. And he was like, "I think that's my best work. He's so pretty, isn't he, Princess?"
You're definitely improving. Good work.
I mean, he's not as pretty as you. You're way prettier than he is, but he's pretty now.
Does he feel pretty?
Well, I put every necklace I have on him. How can he not feel pretty? You feel pretty, don't you? She's like, you feel pretty, don't you, Ballo? And Ballo's like, he has a look on his face like, kill me now. Like, he's like, was it really that bad with Colette Felgavo? Was it? I mean, he punched me and kicked me down the stairs a few times, but
he didn't hurt my pride.
You know? But either way, food is being served, and everybody so far has been served, except for you, Sagaristio.
Oh, that's fine.
All right. The first one to notice is Jill, as no, she immediately grabbed her burger, and it's too big for her mouth, but she's still trying to stretch her mouth as open as wide as possible.
Child after my own heart.
All right, the door slides open. Captain Archer, you're entering the galley, and as soon as the door opens, the smell hits you, and immediately your stomach is like, I'm ready.
Survey the room real quick.
All right.
Take in what's going on.
All right. So far, almost everyone's at the table, aside from Jane, who is still cooking some more food for seconds and whatnot. You notice that Sagaricio doesn't have a plate. And also, you don't see Ori, but...
Wait, where's Lady Tana?
Very good question. But only because... Be honest, I forgot.
Oh, you monster!
I know!
Frisbee.
All right. Lady Tana is at the end of the table, as a matter of fact, getting her grub on, all right, eating heavily, and as well as on her tablet as she is currently scanning for you. But you're just getting multiple calls and whatnot. But you told me beforehand that you were kind of ignoring her in the middle of your stealth mission right now.
Well, of course, I can't answer her call every 3 fucking minutes.
Exactly.
Pardon my French.
Oh, yeah, you are Canadian. No, okay.
Tabernacle.
Ah, yes, our bastardized French.
Right. As soon as you come in, Captain, your wife looks at you. She can already almost read your thoughts, and she plates a food and moves it to the side so you could give it to Sagaricio.
I'll pick up the plate, walk around the table, pausing briefly at Lady Tori's spot, lean down, whisper in her ear, "Don't worry, I got eyes on him. He's okay."
And you know,
Tana?
yes. And Tana, yeah, Tana's like, wait, you know where he is? How come he's not answering my calls? All right, he did like a brief message and everything. He told me I leave him alone, but how can I leave him alone? All right, he's been gone for days.
Ash, I got this. Settle down, okay? I'll continue around the table, set Sagaristio's plate in front of him. Go to my normal seat and sit down, and giving Jane daggers.
All right, so you shoot her a look, and she's making your play, and she shoots you a look back because you know how she feels. But yeah, she comes over and practically tosses you the plate.
Catch her wrist, pull her down to where her ear is next to my mouth, and remind her that on this ship there will be hospitality. And let her go.
Right. She goes ahead and goes back over to the cooking unit. But as soon as she does that, the door opens and Ori is back. Currently with a child's squirt gun.
Yes.
And she takes her place right onto your right side, Princess. It's been a while since you've seen this amount of pride and enthusiasm on Ori's face. Right? And she kind of places the little squirt gun onto the table like she's getting ready to intimidate someone. She's click, just... And she's not even touching her food. She's just waiting. Right? Finally, there's this beep on Tana's computer, and she goes, Princess Aura, do you remember roughly what those voices in your head were saying? I think
When?
the first ones.
That is extremely vague. I need a more specific timeline. I hear the voices a lot.
Do you hear them now?
They've dwindled. They realized that I wasn't gonna come find them.
Oh, no, that's not good. All right, I was referencing some of the information that we got from that prison pyramid place.
Yeah.
And I was cross-referencing with a lot of the older records that I managed to have on this ship that I couldn't take with me when we were out in the field. And there's this forged it's a powerful weapon, but it can only be wielded by Kesh of royal blood, and it has to form some type of connection with you, and then that connection will influence an energy blade. But those are the requirements. It has to be a Kesh, it has to be a royal blood, and also that royal blood needs to be an Esper. I mean, you fit all three, princess.
I'm gonna just stare pointedly at the captain and be like, I wonder who wants it.
Ooh. And so with that chuckle, finally, Lillian, she picked up the burger. She's like, oh my stars, is this real? All right, this must be real. And she takes a bite.
You, girl.
Right. Immediately, she takes out her communicator. Oh no, this has to be transmitted. Okay, hey, hi, my twinkles. All right, it's your girl Lillian. All of a sudden, water begins spraying all over her, and she drops the burger, and her makeup begins to run, and Ori is just offloading this squirt gun onto Lillian. I mean, she's holding the squirt gun with both hands and just spamming the trigger. Jill is cracking up. Captain, you went ahead and blocked her transmission, right? And she's like, stop it! You are ruining my image! Stop it! Jackson, do something! And Jackson's like, Jill, stop. And finally, the squirt gun is empty. Sacaricio. Luckily, none of it got onto your food. But now there is this intense smell of ammonia emanating off of Lillian. And I'm just curious, what do you do?
Oh boy. That's so that's what she decided to fill the damn thing with. Ooh. Well, funny enough, it actually doesn't bother me all that much considering what I used to do for work, but it's
right.
I'm taking a bite of my food. I'm kind of looking over at Ori. I'm just like, really?
Mm-hmm.
That's what you decided to use? Couldn't go with something a little bit, I don't know, less harmful, like lemon juice.
And Ori, she happily puts down the squirt gun. Sacaricio, what is lemon juice? And Lillian, she shoots up. My stars! Oh, right. I hate all of you, and you did nothing, Jackson. And Lillian storms off.
All
right, where's the refresher? All right, because I smell like Jackson. All right, help me clean myself up.
Jackson, sit down.
But Dad, all right, I am not your girlfriend. You just stood there and did nothing. All right, and
you leave. You sit.
And Jackson, he sits down, and I don't want to be here anyway. And Lillian storms off. She activates the ramp, and as she's leaving the astral horizon, you guys all hear her say, "And move!" But you don't know who she's talking to. You just hear her hard steps away from the astral horizon. Immediately,
I actually stop at that sound, and I kind of turn to the captain and like, "Are you expecting company?"
Not really. You got my back? And I'll head for the ramp.
I'll actually wipe my mouth, push the plate a little bit off to this, like in front of me. Get up, nice and politely as I can and follow the captain.
Definitely.
As I walk out, Jackson to quarters until further notice.
That's so unfair. I didn't spray her with pee. All right, Jackson gets up and stomps off. Jill is still cracking up. She's the pee-pee lady now. She's the pee-pee lady. All right. Jane sees the seriousness on your face, Archer, and immediately whips out a pistol. And she gives you the nod.
You got the galley, honey. And I, like I said, heading for the ramp.
Most definitely. Archer, Sagaristio, you guys go down the ramp, and at the end of the ramp is this somewhere in the range between 2.5, maybe close to 3 foot tall alien, wearing something of a suit, but he has this beautiful kind of roundish mane, but it's a fur. And his face is actually very avian, very bird-like. He has a little tablet, and he is looking over the place, and he is like, Is this the Astro Horizon?
Who's asking?
He looks at his monitor, turns it over to see you, to show you, and yeah, it's your face as Captain Jonathan T. Archer of the Astro Horizon. And he goes, I am the investigator sent by the council. Oh, here are my credentials. And with that, immediately he goes ahead and takes out this little badge and it shoots out a little hologram of his credentials.
Good enough.
Yes. How are you doing this day?
Follow me.
Oh, are you giving me permission to come aboard your ship?
I turn and walk up the ramp.
Yes. Oh, thank you. Oh, there is something lovely coming out of the... are you eating?
After we get through, you're welcome to a share.
Oh, then let us get through quickly. And with that, he kind of...
And I'm headed right for captain's quarters.
Got you. With that, he comes in. Sakaristio, you see this little creature, and you would know it as a Valheed. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. But yes, they're like little avian creatures. But, I don't know. There's something about him that worries you. You're not sure what. But as he is kind of twiddling up the ramp, he looks you up and down. Hello, who are you?
Ship's engineer.
Don't dally.
It is all right. It is all right. You do not have to tell me anything. With that, he kind of waddles on in. Since you're still on the ramp, Sagaristio, you're looking about, and you do notice that there is an increase in the security bots in the hangar. But to notice anything else, that would require a roll.
Boy, well, let's see what I sees.
After we see what you sees, we're actually going to take a little bit of a break, and then we're going to pick up with the administrative building and the infiltration of Argus and Nathkar. But what do you see?
I don't know. What does the 9 tell me?
A 9 tells you that
we're screwed.
Nothing out of the ordinary, aside from the fact it seems as if ships are now leaving the hangar.
Ooh,
a lot of them, I mean, there were plenty waiting in line to be serviced, but now it seems as if at least a quarter of them have already left.
Already.
All right. While that is happening, you do see a crew coming towards the Astral Horizon, and they definitely look like the maintenance and Sorium Core recharging group.
Okay.
But that is all you see. All right. Does this mean anything? We're not sure. What is this little investigator going to investigate aboard the Astral Horizon? We will find out. But right now, let's go ahead and take a short 5-ish to maybe 7-ish minute break. And when we get back, we're going to see how well Argus and Nathkar infiltrate the administrative building looking for Colette Felgavo. right, and we are back. Oh. Argus. Brave Stride, are you two ready?
Now does it
Yeah.
have something new?
Sounds good. Right. Once again, we're picking up at the administrative building. Argus, you have a hollow mask on. So you don't look like Argus, Ashenforge warrior, crew member of the Astral Horizon. Right now, you look as a different type of Ashenforge, a more cerebral. Your eyes are a bit bigger. Your face is a little bit narrower. Not any cracks whatsoever upon your ashen complexion.
Hey, I healed.
All right. And next to you, of course, is the golden, kind of yellowish scaled Nathkar. But he is obviously nervous as you guys make it to the steps of the administrative building. On the side of the administrative building, another 3-story, why do words fail me now? Building we have, on the rooftop we have Brave Stride, who after an incredible bit of parkour and acrobatics has gotten there effortlessly, and now is looking for an alternative way into the building. But
no, we're looking for tracks on the rooftop.
Tracks on the rooftop. Thank you for clearing that up. Argus, you and Nathkar go through the doors. The security robots that are outside the doors were, of course, keeping their eyes on you. Through the doors, a few other people are coming in and out, but now you are in the lobby and you have this sensation that one wrong move and it could go very bad for you. The lines have you split up to go to separate booths to be scanned and allowed entrance into the building. The 4 security bots in the lobby are keeping their eyes on you two as well as everyone else. You guys go up to the booth and there's a little robot that currently is very polite and looks you up and down. Hello, sentient. What is the purpose of your visit to the administrative building today?
Yes, hello. I have been sent to deliver a message to, oh god, out of character. What's his title again? Cutlet.
Who knows it?
Station coordinator.
Woo!
Station coordinator. I am here to
In
deliver
fancy font.
I'm here to deliver a message to Station Coordinator Colette Filgavo. I said that right?
Close enough.
Go, Filgavo.
Checking our records. Station Coordinator Colette Filgavo has canceled all appointments today. We apologize for the inconvenience.
Would I be able to reschedule for later today, or must my office reach out to him separately?
Please, give us a communique on the 2-way and we will set up another scheduled appointment. Is there anything else we can help you with? Right now, out the side of your eye, you see Nathkar allowed entrance. And almost breaking character, he kind of turns to you. He's like, yes.
What is he doing?
He's giving you like a kind of fist pump and telling you yes, that he got in.
He's doing that nod like Jack Nicholson did in that one movie. He's just like, yes.
Every time someone mentions Jack Nicholson, all I can think of is the one scene from Anger Management. His eyebrows, like especially when he does like.
Yes, Anger Management. That's the
one. Can I spend an inspiration, perhaps, or my inspiration to perhaps like flub my way through this? Because I have no idea what he told them. But could I be like, oh, my business associate was allowed in? Would I be able to escort him?
Please burn your inspiration point. Roll your persuasion with advantage.
Oh, thank fucking God, because I'm bad at talking to people.
No,
what?
You're fine. You're great. Don't worry about it.
What? No.
This character was not. And persuasion, you said, right?
Yes.
-1 still, okay.
Didn't you go for a feat instead of upping one of your ability scores?
I did.
Okay.
And that feat's for violence.
The other two are for walking.
Fight you.
Just
-1.
channel your inner DeMarco Vance, and you'll succeed.
I got a 14.
See?
Mm-hmm.
That's not bad.
A 14, you say?
Yeah.
Mm. So
The Jack Nicholson powers flow through me.
the robot looks you up and down. Please proceed immediately to the lifts. They will take you to the records floor. There, you can place an appointment and our meeting on the schedule.
Have a wonderful day.
And with that, the force field moves, allowing you entrance to the administrative building. As soon as you go through, one of the doors slide open to the lift, the elevator effectively, specifically for you and Nathkar. One of the server bots that's standing next to the door gestures for you to enter.
After you, companion.
Oh, why thank you. Oh, we are companions. If we are companions, then I purchased you, not the other way around.
Sir, I would like to point out companion does not imply servitude.
I was not talking about servitude.
Slavery is servitude.
Prostitute.
Oh. Why you gotta say it like that? Fine. I'll be the whore tonight.
Your discretion is advised.
Cobalt, you need that button on command.
I
Slap
know.
it hard.
Hit the big red button. Oh no, there's the thing.
It's too late. It's too late. Slap the button.
All right, he goes ahead and steps into the lift. My safe word is Penelope.
Pineapples. Got it.
What are those? And the door closes as you guys begin to go up into the lift. Right? Outside of the administrative building, on the rooftop next to it. Before I go, I apologize in advance to anyone named Penelope. It was just a random thought. All right.
I apologize to anybody named Pineapples. It wasn't so random, but you're a sorry soul.
Moving on. Brave Stride. You said you're going to look through the scope to see if you can find any tracks on the outside of the building or something to that effect, correct?
Yeah.
All right. Please roll perception with advantage, please, seeing as how you're using the scope of Cynthia's revenge. Right. You put it up to your eye, begin to scan, and immediately the building, the administrative building itself, begins to get a little hazy.
16.
With a 16, now you're actually able to see the footsteps that were outside on the sidewalk go up the stairs, and you're actually able to see through the walls. Nothing as in the floors or layout or anything, but you are able to see the footprints inside the building. You can tell that he walked in through the lobby, went to a lift, and it stopped on one of the floors. And there's even someone outlined in gold, still in the building on one of those high floors.
Awesome.
That person is still moving around, but that person is not leaving any footprints. As you continue to look up, it seems as if the footprints went into a room and then they disappeared.
radioing Brave Stride on the way, so we've made it inside the building. Any luck finding if he's escaped through the roof?
No, but his footprints disappeared somewhere in the building, and there's someone that is highlighted on the scope, but that's not him.
What floor?
I'm just gonna count.
Right.
Look at the window. 1, 2.
Exactly.
3.
You start like looking at the windows and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, it's the 30th floor.
Nafkar, what floor are we heading to?
We're going to the 30th floor. Records.
Ah, perfect. Apparently that is the last floor that shows traces of Fillet Calvero.
Careful, there's a target in there.
And we are to be warned that there is a target.
Also, with a 16, Brave Stride, you do realize that there's not as tight of security around the windows as there is downstairs.
Well, if you guys get into a firefight, make sure he's positioned by a window.
Windows, gotcha. Understood.
All right, for sake of orientation, the face of the administrative building is facing south. Brave Stride, you are on the east building, so you are facing west towards the administrative building, if that makes sense.
So kind of like on a diagonal.
No, not diagonal, actually directly. Imagine, if you will, the administrative building in the center of the navigational compass. All right. The face of the building is pointing south. The back of the building is pointing north. There's a building on the right and left side of the administrative building. The right side's east, the left side's west, and
He's on the right side building.
Exactly.
Okay.
Ding! The doors open, and this floor is actually very busy. Various robotic secretaries are pacing back and forth, carrying various boxes. You do notice that there is the slightest smell of something that was burned. What do you do, Arcus?
Well, we're going to start going to a little bit more of a step up. I fear he's burning records is what he's doing right now. So we're going to head towards the records room post-haste.
Definitely.
Come, Nafkar.
So on the comms, I'm actually... What's your ploy? I'm going to ask, like, what's your ploy right now? Like, what's your plan?
Currently to disrupt their plan of destroying any documents that may lead to Colette Folgaro's falling.
What guise did you go under?
Some random in the street.
Okay. And I'm guessing you're like a messenger?
Right now I'm courting towards violence, but
I deliver pain. Okay.
So I have an idea for you.
Mm-hmm.
Use me as a reason why you're there. Let them know that you have a whereabouts on the Valna.
I understand. You realize I am terrible at talking with people, right?
Also, quick question.
But they're already knowing I'm a risk and a threat. So if you say, hey, I saw someone like me in a certain part of town.
I understand your intentions.
Quick question. Are you guys letting Nafkar in on this communique, or Argus is just going to tell him afterwards?
I might as well include Nafkar.
Okay.
He's been pretty reliable so far. If he turns on me now, he's going to suffer.
Right. And so finally, you bring Nafkar in the call. Wait, what's going on?
We are going to use Raylan as effectively information to get closer to Felgaro. Use him as a bargaining chip, so to speak, or the information about him, quote unquote.
I see. He holds true to his pride's name of Brave Stride.
Yes. Of course, the information we're given will be misdirecting, but that is between you and I.
But what's to prevent them from sending drones to confirm?
Nothing. But it will be at least a distraction to buy us time.
If
we have to, we will do what's necessary.
there is good
Try not
news.
to get any violence here.
I promise to try.
You promise to try to get into violence.
Resist violence.
No violence. I have your guys as tools.
You realize I can summon the glaive from here, right?
Well, that's handy.
Please don't make jokes like that.
Still within your mind, you hear, grab me.
I will not say anything.
You need me. You need me. Summon me.
He just wants you to play with his shaft.
That is the running joke. Yes, it is.
Moving on. Aside from the robots that are going back and forth, it seems as if the only actual living creature here is this human woman. Currently, she's wearing a black secretarial outfit. She just handed this container to one of the machines, and she looks down the hall and she sees you and Nathkar.
I'm not even going to smile or anything like that. I'm just going to walk forward, and as I approach her, I will give her a formal greeting. Hello. My name is Orsis, and I come bearing information for Station Head Colette, Station Coordinator Colette.
Orsis, you say?
Yes.
With that, she goes ahead and she lifts up her hand, and you see that it's a cybernetic, and immediately it displays the itinerary. Just, you're not on the list.
I understand.
Who is
truth be
this?
told, he has an appointment here, but he is a friend of mine, and he helped me get in. It is very important that I speak to Colette, as I fear his life is in danger.
Whatever you have to say to the station coordinator, I will be able to pass the message along.
Wonderful. It involves a Volna bounty hunter that is chasing him, a pale creature.
I'm aware. You wouldn't happen to know the whereabouts of this Volna.
He appears to be... now, he may have moved since then, but I seen him recently downtown in District 3 here.
I see.
So he is close, and I fear that he is following Colette.
I will make sure to pass this information along to this station coordinator. She goes ahead, she sweeps her black hair to the side. For your inconvenience, she goes ahead, she shoots you both 100 cubal. Goodbye.
As I said, my associate here also did have an appointment with the archives here.
I'm on
Correct?
a tight... yes, I do have something to do. I have records that I need to record with the records. Because I'm the record man with the records.
It's great, man.
Stunning. Stunning, really. Flawless. Flawless.
I'm keeping my link open so Raylan can hear like all of this conversation too, because I need all the help I can fucking get if violence isn't going to be an option.
Right. And so finally she kind of sighs, regains her composure. And what records do you have? And how reliable are these records, Matokai?
In the comms, I'll be talk about what you saw in segment 4.
Is that aimed at Ook? Is that for me?
That's for him, so he actually can make records.
Right? There you go. Oh, so, my records are accurate because I was there in segment 4. And with that, her eyebrow kind of goes up. Do tell. Actually, both of you, step this way, please. And
Of course.
with that, she goes ahead, goes to one of the doors, opens it up, goes inside. This room is relatively small, somewhere around between like maybe 12 by 12. The walls are completely lined with containers. All of them kind of have a little holographic image that has some code on it that says what is in these containers, but you're not sure what. Pretty much fancy sci-fi drawers. file drawers. Right. But she ushers you guys in. She closes the door behind her. Door lock. Omega level. Now tell me everything. Oh, so in segment 4.
We have actually come here to destroy documents condemning us in segment 4 for I'm sure you can understand our business.
Yes, I want to destroy all the records of me downloading tremendous amounts of Matokai materials.
It is something matter. I heard someone break in the back. I apologize so bad.
I wish to eradicate the 500 tetrabytes of scales and tails.
You do not need to give information. I'm very sure that she understands.
The holiday annual special.
She understands.
She wasn't asking about your porn taste. She was asking about what you saw in segment 4.
Well, maybe it's one and the same. Maybe that's what he did see in segment 4.
Talk about the sea spawn, damn it!
Oh. And yes, and there were creatures there that, they were ugly and burnt,
Spiky.
Yes, what he said. And immediately you can tell she's completely frustrated. She goes, if you do not have any suitable information or the exact whereabouts of this Volna, then you really are just wasting my time. Oh, well, my companion that I paid for knows more. He goes, hey, he slaps you on the butt.
Oh, yes, the
And she looks so perplexed right now. She's looking at you like, wait, what?
With great shame, I will say I have spent more time with the Volna than I'm prepared to admit.
The Vona as a race, or Vona as in this one specific. She goes ahead, taps her hand again, and yes, it's
the pale one with freckles and rounded ears. Yes.
Sorry, freckles. Okay, what do you say?
I have spent much quality time with this Volna, and
under duress.
He's a good kitty.
And I know where he likes to regulate on the station.
Is he there now?
Perhaps not now, but he will be there eventually. And I'm gonna give him the name of the restaurant to the first place that we sat down and ate.
Mm.
The chef's table or the
Captain's Lounge.
The Captain's Lounge. That's the one.
So, with that, she goes over to one of the fancy file drawers. She taps her hand. It actually begins to holographically show images inside of the Captain's Lounge.
Mm-hmm.
She begins scrubbing through them. And it locks in on Brave Stride. Then immediately it forms shapes onto the rest of the party that he was with. She looks at it carefully. She looks at the Matokai. She looks at the Cerebral Ashen Forge. Looks you up and down. Ashen Forge, what was your name again?
Can I do an intelligence test to remember what I said?
Yes.
It was. I think it was Orsis, if I'm not mistaken.
It was.
Okay. Do I still have to do the test, or can I just flub it with Orsis?
Oh, please go ahead. You can tell her Orsis, but I do need you to roll a deception with disadvantage now.
Well, I said intelligence, not deception.
No. You remember your name. Go ahead and say it confidently as if it really is yours. Go ahead, Orsis.
Do I still see this highlighted person on my scope?
Say that again.
Is this the highlighted person? Is they still on my scope?
Yes, they are. I asked you your name, Ashen Forge. I work extremely close with the station coordinator.
I got a 6.
Well, it was a disadvantage, so roll again.
It was at disadvantage? Oh.
That makes it so much better.
I know, right?
So
You're not helping, Tonto.
Brave Stride. You hear Nathkar. He's whispering into his comm. It's super obvious because he's doing it right in front of this woman. He like has his maw kind of turned to the side, and he's like, Penelope.
Okay, so I lay down, put the sight back on the sniper, call in your glaive.
I summon the glaive to my hand.
Pineapple.
Well, pineapples. I'm just gonna pull the hollow mask off at this point in time, and I hope she realizes who she's actually dealing with.
Right. You go ahead and rip off the hollow mask, and she actually smiles and roll initiative.
Things have gone south.
Things have escalated.
Oh, right. Wow. I really can't type today. It's going to be one of them. All right.
Wait, there's another plan. Let them capture you, and I can get you on the escort out.
If they even let me out.
Mm.
The dice have turned low on me now.
No problem. Okay. And so,
I'm doing my initiatives soon.
please do.
With advantage.
Oh, very good. Okay. It's going to be Brave Stride. It's going to be the Secretary. There'll be Nathkar. And then it's going to be Argus. Brave Stride. Like you said, you get onto your belly, reattach the scope to your to the Kinthia Revenge sniper rifle, but you do have an extreme problem. You have no line of sight at all. Unless you're planning on shooting through the building.
I'm actually going to attempt to shoot through the building as this is a highlighted target.
Sounds good.
As Kinthia instructs, I must shoot.
Okay. And so with that, it kind of pulses. And Kinthia's Revenge pulses in your hands. And you are aiming directly at the highlighted person.
It throbs as it sees its target.
You do notice that it actually has another feature. Immediately, one of the rounds already chambered becomes a cryo round. What do you do, Brave Stride?
Oh, I'm gonna line up the shot.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just gonna, alright, Kenthy, let's see what you got, and take the shot.
Most definitely. Go ahead and roll damage, but it is going to be cryo damage, and this ice is actually going to cause that portion of the wall, the administrative building, to become brittle.
Ooh. Okay, so what's the damage?
The damage is the usual damage for a sniper rifle, which I just now realized that I did not give to you.
It's 2d8, I believe.
We will go with 2d8 for right now. Go for it. But also, +1, please. Actually, plus your dexterity modifier, +1.
Okay, so 2d8. 4 + 1.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
There you go. And so you pull the trigger. There's the recoil. One of the dogs somewhere in the neighborhood barks. 13 crowd damage, and you see this white splotch appear on the wall. The frost goes into it, causing the wall to become brittle, knowing that your next shot of a regular round is going to shatter that portion of the wall. But that's going to come next time. Inside this small records room, the secretary, completely fed up with these two, in her mind, bumbling idiots.
But not wrong.
But now she realized that one of them came disguised and is actually one of the people that's been listed as a threat Argus, the Ashen Forge. He rips off his hollow mask. Actually, tell me, Argus, how do you describe your reveal?
Pretty straightforward. I just kind of like stand up, crack my neck a little bit. It's like, all right, I'm done with this. I've never been good at this. And just pull it off. And with the other hand, kind of reach out and materialize Final Wish in my hand with its glowing red aura, kind of highlighting the room as I bring it back into both of my hands after jamming the hollow mask back in my pocket.
Sounds good. Final Wish begins materializing in your hands as you're doing so, but it is the secretary's turn, and she simply begins to take off her jacket.
Pineapple!
She still has that slight smile on her lips as she begins to take off her jacket. She lets it drop. She begins undoing her blouse, and
whoa, lady, I'm not into this.
She doesn't say anything, but as she is doing so, you realize that seemingly from the neck down, she is all cyborg.
One of Colette's experiments, I imagine. You're one of Cutlet's meat slices, aren't you?
Immediately, an armored mask appears around her face, displaying one red eye, and she says, "Lights out." The entire room goes dark. Ashen Forge, you wouldn't happen to have dark vision?
I'm looking at that right now. I'm fairly certain. Yeah, I have dark vision 60 feet.
Awesome. So now everything is dim light in this room, and she immediately goes for the melee attack. Her movement almost is nigh impossible to track. As she ducks to the side, comes up directly in front of you before the Final Wish has a chance to fully materialize in your hands.
And flubs it.
Yeah,
right.
16 is 18.
Most definitely. Immediately, she begins assaulting you with a flurry of strikes and kicks and elbows, and even a headbutt with her armor head. But even though Final Wish is not materialized all the way in your hand, you're able to get your other hand up and begin to block and parry her attacks. You move on to Nathkar. Penelope! Penelope!
Time for violence! Time for violence!
I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Now you tell me!
Bullshit.
Fine. I am a lover and a thief, not a fighter. As he begins messing around with the console on the door. Let us out, let us out, let us out, let us out.
As long as he's doing something useful.
All right, Argus, what do you do? As she is just launching roundhouse kick after roundhouse kick before trying to get you into the breadbasket. What are you doing?
I'm actually just gonna make a standard melee attack against her right now.
Mm-hmm.
With the Final Wish as it finishes materializing. Plus... Not that number. That number, I think. Need to double check.
Most definitely.
I can't wait until next level when our stuff starts actually increasing.
Your proficiency bonus?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just +5 for right now.
No problem. So she launches 3 roundhouse kicks, and you block, and you block, and you block, and finally, Final Wish finishes materializing. You grab it with both hands.
The 17 hit?
You go for the slash. It glows red. The entire room turns red now. And Nathgar, he looks over. He is like, yeah! And finally, as the blade comes down, she catches the Final Wish.
Okay. Bonus action, I'm going to push her back.
All right. Go ahead and, as in you're activating something, or you're just going to push her back with your strength?
My feat gives me a bonus action where I can push things back.
Sounds good.
The great weapon fighting.
Okay, awesome. All right, is it opposed or it just happens?
Well, it's a push, so I imagine it's a post-strength test.
Sounds good. Go ahead and roll your strength. And the secretary will roll hers. If I can type. Ooh.
Well, I hit the wrong fucking button. That's supposed to be 6 in total.
Okay, 6 total.
Yeah.
Okay.
Damn it. Oh, she's fucking strong.
All right.
Wrong.
As you come down with the final wish, as she grabs it, immediately you take a hard step forward, and with all your ashen forge might, begin to try to slam her against one of the flower drawers. But she puts her heel down. It stabs into the floor. Steam vents out of certain ports on her back as she is able to resist even your incredible strength.
Yeah, buddy, I think we're gonna have to do some flanking bullshit here.
I don't like this. I don't like this.
Nobody
Penelope.
fucking likes it. It's fighting.
Liar. You like it.
Right, as he's constantly hitting the, open the door button, but it's not working. And finally, he is trying to crack it open and actually tinker with the mechanism itself. Brave Stride. Well, wait. Argus, is that your turn?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes, it would be.
Brave Stride, what are you doing?
Gotta shoot down this wall.
Most definitely. Roll damage, or you can roll to attack again. On a crit, you'll go through another. You'll go through 2 walls instead of 1. The choice is yours. You can roll damage and burst through this first wall, or you can roll to attack and attempt to shoot the first. Go ahead.
So my question is this gonna put? I can make this opening and I can see into that opening.
If you make this opening, you will see pretty much a little bit of the hallway and another wall.
Hey, I'm guessing they're in the room behind that wall.
Effectively.
Okay.
I can try to hold out for a couple of rounds, bud. You do you.
I'm gonna just take out each wall.
Okay. Go ahead, either roll damage or roll to attack and then roll damage. Right. You go ahead, pull that slide back, eject that crowd round. Another one slides into place. You realign. The tension builds. And let's see what we got.
Another 13.
13 on the damage. You fire. There's a slight shockwave coming off of your position on the rooftop as the round flies true and shatters the ice wall that you initially iced over with your cryo round, exposing the interior of the administrative building. You see a little bit of the hallway. You see another wall. Cynthia's Revenge immediately loads up another ice cryo round. Go ahead, roll damage for me again, and or roll to shoot. As you begin working your way, shooting through the walls of the administrative building to try to help out Argus and Nathkar.
For the damage. Because when I get a clear sight of shot on the next round, I'll make things easier. So I'm setting up for the next round.
Mm-hmm.
I understand, buddy.
Definitely. Woo! Nice.
Ooh.
You pull the trigger again. The ice round actually leaves this trail of frost behind it as you see this white line just instantly appear and frost over the next wall. Back inside the records room. Argus, you try to push this woman back, but her ridiculously strong cybernetic body is not budging. She lets go of the final wish. You see several ports open onto her cybernetic arm, and immediately she kind of hops up a little bit and goes for the superhero landing, but you see electricity begin to charge throughout her arm as she slams it into the ground, causing a shockwave of electricity to go out into this entire room. I need you to give me a DC 16 Constitution save.
Okay, that's not terrible.
As does Nathkar. Nathkar is stunned as the electricity courses through his body,
19.
and you hear him go. He kind of falls over. Penelope.
19.
19. You feel your muscles kind of seize and tense up, but you force it off. And she is going to actually now do her multi-attack. We got this.
One of those hits.
All right.
Does that crit 1 do anything to her? Because that'd be hilarious right now.
All right. And so after she does that, after the electricity goes through your body and she's looking at you, waiting for you to pretty much shimmy and shake and fall over like NASCAR just did, when that doesn't happen and you just take a step back and resume your stance, even though you can't see past her face mask, you can tell that she's disappointed. And immediately she hits you with that same arm that had the various ports of electrodes on the exterior of it. And as she goes to do so with that natural one, you parry it with the final wish and knock off her ability to charge electricity throughout the entire room.
Oh, good. I'm okay with that.
Most definitely, she looks at her arm and she looks back at you. You stand tall as if you did that completely on purpose.
Hey, no, she's just real bad at this.
And then she leaps up and does this spinning hook kick that kind of rocks you for 9 points of damage.
Okay, I can handle 9 points of damage.
Most definitely.
My turn?
Yes, Nathkar is stunned. He's not doing anything right now. It's on to you.
Okay. So I'm just going to make a note of my damage for Rat Meow.
Mm-hmm.
As I have 38 total health. 9's not terrible at the moment. Oh my fucking god.
With that, you hear her say, "Thank you for making my job easier."
And like, mentally, I'm going to say it's like, come on, fucking Telvin. If you help me out a little bit, I'll even kiss Silva the next time we see her.
The final wish flashes red. You swear?
I swear. Oh.
All right.
Fuck that up.
And so, with that, you go ahead and you swing horizontally wide. She limbos back, and your glaive goes across her. You come back around for another attack. What type of attack are you doing? Excuse me.
Well, the first one would have been like a sideways slash, going for the mid-range, trying to hit like as much as possible.
Right. Oh, yes. And you did hit things. You start slashing into the file drawers. All right.
But it's not her. That's the problem. So I'm gonna action surge.
Ooh.
Dice are just not liking me right now. 8.
Most definitely. Describe your attack.
Well, how does she dodge the first one? Because you just said, "Oh, you hit things."
All right. You were going for a kind of, you said a side slash?
Horizontal slash, yeah, like left to right.
Got you. She matrixed it. She limboed back, and the blade went over her torso.
Okay, as she like limbos back, I'm gonna take a step back and try to do like a downward slice towards her, but clearly I miss.
Most definitely. You go for the downward slice, and she actually leaps backwards and manages to catch herself on the 2 corners of the walls, and so she's kind of up in the corner, almost like Spider-Man.
Wonderful. Bonus action. I'm gonna go into my stance.
Ah. Sounds good. All right. You go into your stance by one of the walls, waiting for her to make the next move.
How big is this room, did you say?
12 by 12.
There's no spot I can't reach.
Right. And as you're taking your stance, for some reason, you kind of register a little bit of coldness coming behind you from the wall.
Noted.
Brave stride. Roll that damage. As ice is forming on the wall, you see your target. There's a couple of secretarial droids, as they are kind of confused as to why is there this hole inside of the floor, right? All of a sudden, the ice shatters. Ice cubes spray against the secretarial droids, knocking one of them down. And as it shatters, you're able to see the back of Argus.
You see my shiny metal butt.
Immediately, this breeze comes in against your back, Argus. As well as you see Nathkar eventually kind of coming to. This is dishonorable. I think I peed a little.
Worry less about honor, worry more about living.
But it's getting sticky.
Shh.
Wait. I thought this was a bad dream. Penelope! Penelope!
We're still in the middle of things. The safe word's not working. Flank the bitch, damn it.
And so coming off the wall in a devastating flying kick, the secretary, of course, assaults you, Argus.
20 will hit.
All right. It's another 9.
Okay. I'm up to 18 points of damage.
As she is also able to do a similar type of flurry to attack 2 more times, unfortunately.
Did her, like, leaping at me to do that cause an attack of opportunity? Because that'd be fucking wonderful right now.
No, it was coming directly
Actually,
at you.
did she move more than 5 feet in my reach?
Well, she never left your reach.
Let me just read the phrasing, because it's if you move within my reach.
Oh, within your reach? Okay, because of your stance? Okay, that's all right. Go ahead. Get a free attack on her. So both can land.
You can use your reaction to make a melee attack against a creature that moves more than 5 feet while in your reach.
Okay.
That's why I love this stance so much with a reach weapon.
As a matter of fact, yeah. She hits you with the drop kick, but roll to attack to counter attack before we go into her next set of attacks.
15.
Most definitely. Her foot lands against your armor, leaving a footprint into it. All right, you slam against the wall, but as you do so, you rebound off of that and you go for another slash. What type of slash did you do?
I'm gonna do with a upward slash, right to left.
Got you. You go for the upper slash right to left. She actually pirouettes. She spins out of the way. And then immediately she goes into this horse stance, pull her fist back. And then all of a sudden you just see this flurry, this blur of mechanized fists.
Both of those hit.
18.
Well, the good news is I'm not unconscious.
I
have 2 hit points left.
For the sake of my honor. Die, robo cunt. Ugh. And Deathcar, he goes and he tosses himself upon her. And she backhands him into the corner.
But she's flanked right now, right?
Okay, that would have been 17, and it still would have happened.
Well, first of all, that means she attacked outside of her turn to throw him off of her.
Actually, I'm just describing the fact that he missed.
Okay, so effectively she's flanked.
Yes.
Okay.
And so he lands in this heap behind her.
Is that +2 or is that advantage?
+2. But, yeah, it's still on to you now.
Yeah. The dice have not been kind to me this encounter.
All right.
Fuck off!
And so Deathcar lands behind her, and as soon as she looks back towards you, what type of attack did you launch?
I'm going to kind of like continue, but this time after the upward slash, I'm just going to continue with a spin and a diagonal slash downwards right to left.
Right.
Trying to like get her towards that hole in the wall a little bit better.
All right. And so you're going, well, remember, it's behind you, so you're trying to switch places with her?
Yeah.
Well, you won't do that with the attack, but you may be able to do it with a move if you decide. Are you trying to brute force it or try to kind of finagle your way dexterously around her?
Brute force.
Okay. Well, you didn't hit with the attack.
I'm going to try and make it look like I'm going to bull rush her with my move.
No problem. Go ahead and... Oh! I'll give it to you to choose. You want to roll strength or you want to roll deception?
You fucking know it's not going to be deception.
Most definitely. Okay. And so as you're coming downwards with this blade, she gets her forearm up and catches your blade with her cybernetic arm. And as you go ahead and lean into it and that cold breeze is coming from behind, you know who's behind you. You know who has your back.
17 is what I got on the test.
All right. And immediately you guys kind of circle a little bit to the side, then back to where you were. Finally, you lean in, and then you let go of the pressure, moving to the side, causing you to spin, switch places. Finally, you hear her. She goes, "You're one of my targets, and I always complete my missions."
Bonus action stance.
All right. You go ahead, you take your blade off of her, you take a step back. Now you're effectively protecting Nathkar, and you take your stance with the blade of Final Wish in front of her.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately, she shoots out blades sliding out of her forearms as she is getting ready to run you through. That's your turn, Argus. Next up, Brave Stride. As you were looking through your scope, seeing the back of some female humanoid cyborg.
Shoot her!
I'm going to. I have a couple questions.
Ask what?
Is this a +1 weapon to hit?
Yes.
Okay. Is she still technically flanked because I see her backside?
Yes.
Okay.
Is she unknowing of the attack?
Is this going to be a surprise attack?
Yes.
All right. I don't remember.
So what are all of his bonuses? It's like +2 for flanking
Yes.
and advantage?
Yes.
Shoot her in the ass, bro.
Yeah.
This bitch is really pissing me off.
I hope that doesn't get made into a t-shirt. All right.
Shoot her in the ass. She's
So-
pissing me off.
Right.
All right.
You look through the scope. You begin your
I'm gonna
breathing.
Try around in this.
Oh. Wait, cryo?
Yeah.
Oh, dang nabbit. Okay.
Come on, nat 20.
Is she resistant to
Yes!
What?
Oh.
Yes!
Yeah, it's double damage.
Oh. Brave Stride, what is your catchphrase before you pull that trigger?
Get iced.
Yes.
Say that again.
Nice to meet you.
Get iced.
Ooh. Roll double damage.
That's
You roll your damage all times about 2.
These things have happened, right?
+5.
And so, the secretary.
For 30
she-
points of
30.
damage.
What?
30 points of damage.
Oh, wow. She extends these blades out of these housings in the top of her wrists. And she takes her stance as you take yours, Argus. And you see she's getting ready to charge forward and run you through. When all of a sudden, in the distance, you kind of hear this small. And then she takes the first step. And immediately, ice forms all over her torso, stopping her movement. Her head is looking around frantically. How did... And, oh man. The ice begins to chill and cause her cybernetics to actually grow brittle.
Hit her as hard as you can.
She's attempting to break out of the ice, and she manages to do so. And she just goes ahead and just lifts her arms up, shattering the ice. It spreads all throughout the room, but that's effectively her action, and that's effectively her turn. Nathkar, he gets up behind you. Argus. He grabs a data pad and he throws it at her.
Don't you have fire breath or something?
That is a common stereotype of the Metal Kai, and
Is
I
it
am
wrong?
offended. No, we do not have fire breath.
Useless.
You're thinking about the Batera. He goes ahead and tosses the the data pad that kind of just bounces over his shoulder. Take that. And there is more where that came from.
Well, she's still classified as flanked.
Yes.
Okay.
And after she breaks free of the ice, after the data pad bounces over her cybernetic shoulder, even causing the metal to kind of actually crack in that spot where it landed.
25.
What?
No,
Oh!
it's not a critical. But it is 25.
Roll damage.
I'm also going to trigger my force drive on this one, too, to slam her against the wall.
Throughout the opening.
No!
Oh, even better. I want to
No!
slash her like halfway into the opening so her ass is stuck out of it.
Oh, God. Roll the damage.
Out the freaking fall damage is the thing.
Yeah, but there's no she's not gonna fall. She just gets like thrown away from me is all.
Roll the damage. Roll the
How many feet
damage.
though?
15. It's not enough to actually cause fall damage.
Roll.
I opened up the wall.
Working on it. You
it's,
broke the wall. You didn't break the floor. She's not falling.
it's all right. We got this. We got this.
Water fall into the street.
It's 16
Oh.
points of damage.
Is this including the force
The
drive?
force damage. Yes, it is. She will have to do. Just a second. I need to find where I wrote it.
Uh-huh.
Because I believe she has to do a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Otherwise, be thrown the 15 feet.
Got you.
And the DC for that would be 13.
Okay.
Of course.
Right? And so, with this, after she breaks free, after she breaks free from the ice, after the data pad bounces off of her shoulder, after she roars in rage after what's happened, Argus, describe your strike and describe your force drive, shooting her just slightly back into the wall.
As she like breaks out of the ice, trying to come back at me, my eyes grow real wide as I grab both of my the final wish with both hands and like jab her in the gut, twist the handle in opposite directions to engage the force drive, and unleash all the damage I possibly can. Seeing the burst of blue-white energy, trying to push her back, she just kind of like staggers back a little bit from it. With my bonus action, I'm actually going to go back into my stance. I have only 2 hit points left, but if she hits me more than once on the next turn, I'm fucked anyways.
All right. And so after this pulse of energy, after she staggers back, she has her head lowered. Various biofluids are leaking from the new incision you made with Final Wish. Now that
Stand down and tell us where Cutlet is, bitch.
she lifts her head. I will never tell. And you two will never leave here alive.
What has Cutlet ever done to earn such loyalty? He has experimented on nobody for anything good.
She begins to take her stance. Brave stride.
Really like making her not do anything, so I think freezing the bitch is going to be fun again.
We will see.
Is she still flanked?
She is still flanked, but she is now kind of aware of what's happened. So you
Getting
did
shot
not.
in the ass.
Yes.
Okay. So I still got a +2 from that, the +1 from yeah.
Hmm. And so as she kind of turns sideways so that she's able to look out the hole in the wall, and the other wall, and the other wall that shows the outside of that administrative building, she sees that small glint.
4 to hit.
If you would like the math, I can give you 2.
Give me the damage. No, it's fine. Give me the damage. And with that, she goes,
Okay.
you will never catch him. And she goes to try to behead you. You see she extends her arm and begins to going for the swooping motion, going from right to left.
16 points of damage.
Brave stride. Do you want to describe how you ice her to death?
So, because she was going for a beheading, I'm going for a headshot. And what it looks like is the bullet connects to the let's say her left side of her head.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
And the ice blossoms outside the right.
Oh.
That's a Mortal Kombat fatality shit right there.
She goes for the slash. It is coming. You see it coming over your shoulder. You realize you don't have enough time to block it, Argus, when all of a sudden there's a splash of blood upon your face. The blade of her cyber arm is only inches away from your neck. There's a sickening crunch as the head rolls off of the torso and shatters at your feet. Her body collapses. And now beyond her, you're able to see the holes through the walls And on the rooftop of the adjacent building, you're able to see Rylan Bravestride.
I'll wave.
I give him a little wave back, and do I see her little arm gauntlet through the scope?
Yeah.
Hey, grab that.
Noted. I will take her arm gauntlet and hand it to the Matokai so he can hopefully get us the fuck out of here.
Well, it's not really an external attachment, but yeah, you're able to kind of like grab her arm, and because of how brittle her shoulder was from the previous cryo shot,
yeah.
it just rips her arm off, and you're like, here.
He's probably horrified at this point.
He's like,
what's wrong with you people?
I did not say that I wanted this.
I'll talk about the one he knocked off in the fight. The lightning one.
Oh, those are just parts that cause electricity. They don't really do anything.
Oh.
No problem. But either way, he is able to actually use the arm. You see his eyes glow, circuitry flows through them. And finally he goes, oh, this is interesting. The doors unlock. Colette
Any info on
Felgavo.
Colette?
Yes. He is at a casino in segment 2.
Excellent.
All right, now get you guys out of there.
With that, I'm going to put the hollow mask back on, and we're going to pretend like this shit never happened.
Most definitely. You guys go ahead and make your exfil, and we're going to cut back to the Astral Horizon. Princess Aura, Sagaristio, Captain Archer. You guys ready?
Hey.
Anytime.
Most definitely. Captain, you are leading this very short for his species, the Zalfeed. As he is coming in, he is taking note of everything. He is just looking and jotting more things down on his little holographic pad. And you have had encounters with the Zalfeed before. And almost all of them have been around your height, if not taller. And all the ones that you've come across have been winged. And you don't notice any wings on this guy.
Okay. Keep note of that.
Most definitely. He goes ahead. Captain Archer, how long have you been aboard Pelivaro?
A little while now. Long enough to know some things.
I have it here that you have been to the Captain's Lounge. But have you been anywhere else aboard Pelivaro?
Not really. Quick trip to a couple of spots.
What spots were those?
Before we talk about that, I want to see where you stand on certain things.
Captain.
I understand your badge and your rank.
Captain, we are not here for me. We are here for you.
Mm-hmm.
But
if you aren't an impartial observer, then you're not worth me giving information to.
You do realize that it is better to talk to me than to talk to station security.
Yeah, I do. But just the very factor that you've started your inquisition with lines that imply I've done something wrong doesn't set me at ease with you.
Did I say you did anything wrong? I am merely asking for your whereabouts.
Here, there, and everywhere. I ended up doing a job in a sector that the station chief said was pretty well doomed. Me and mine were able to save it.
Are you referring to the incident in segment 4? A simple yes or no will suffice.
Certain parts of that.
He goes ahead, he brings up a holographic of you fighting the Lorendi inside the power station. That is you.
Yeah.
Yes? Okay. I have confirmed that you have
Can't deny
been through
that.
segment 4. Oh, and thank you for reading us of the Lorendi.
There was more than just Lorendi there.
Oh, I see. He continues the Inquisition, as you call it. But in the galley, Princess Aura, you do notice that Jane is extremely apprehensive as she is getting closer and closer to the door that will lead to the area where the captain and this investigator is. She puts her gun away for just a moment, tucking it in her waistband, and she looks over and she realizes that you are kind of spotting her. Ori and Balo are currently cleaning up the mess of her spraying Lillian. But what are you doing?
I'm just gonna approach her and say, what has you so nervous?
Let's just say an investigator aboard the ship could be very bad news. I know Jonathan knows what he's doing. Oh. Yes. Everything definitely should be, but every now and again, Jonathan does a little extracurricular work that he thinks I don't know about. Why am I telling you? You're a princess. I'm sure you don't care about such things. You could just go ahead and call your father and he'll send some space yacht to take you wherever you want.
Isn't it interesting that I choose to be on the astral horizon instead?
It's very interesting, and I'm very curious. Why this ship?
Well, among other things, there's something that your husband is keeping on the ship that I need to figure out who wants it and why.
Of course. I knew he was hiding something. He's always hiding something, and it drives me insane. Do you have any idea what it is?
Some type of Keshian weapon that very, very select people in this universe could actually realistically utilize, because it's so specific in what the user needs to have. So I'm just very curious which few people in this universe could wield it other than myself, and how much they might be paying him.
Well, I'm sorry my husband dragged you into all this, princess. Well, in the meantime, do you want another burger, some ribs? I can't really make that fancy stuff.
Say no to your cooking.
Oh, well, thank you, princess. I'm flattered. And she begins making you another plate. Sagaristio. Did you copy the frequency of that extra device aboard the ship?
I did.
Something is triggering it. But I will need a mechanics or a computer's check to kind of see what its purpose or intention is.
Yeah, we'll go with mechanics and a 19.
Okay. Oh, with a 19. All right. You go ahead and you're able to actually use your communicator to find this device. You could tell that, yes, it's definitely aboard the ship, and it seems to be coming from Jill's quarters. And it seems to it's some other type of communique, and it's transmitting a very specific signal to something else. You could tell it's a short range burst, so something that's meant to be within somewhere in the range between 50 and 100 feet of the transmitter.
All right. Well, rather than going poking around in Jill's room, I'm actually going to go find her.
No problem. All right. You get up to go find her, and what is your passive? Perception?
12.
12. Okay, cool. You do notice that Balo has stopped cleaning the pee. And right now he is just kneeling, just frozen, almost like a statue. Finally, you see his eyes begin to quake. His hands begin to tremble. So far, Ori is kind of wrapped up in cleaning right now to notice. But you notice. You see Jane is currently fixing another plate for Princess Aura. Aura's getting ready to receive it. The captain and the investigator are elsewhere. Jackson is in his quarters. Tani is completely wrapped up. Tana is completely wrapped up on her computer, and she's unaware. What do you do, Sakaristio?
Let's see. So he stopped. He's quaking.
Mm-hmm.
Does it look like the sort of threatening, or is it just like, oh no, I've been caught sort of deal?
Seeing as how he has his arms slightly to the side and his fingers outstretched and that bug-eyed expression on his face, you can't tell if he suddenly crapped himself or if he's being electrocuted.
Block the signal.
No, I'm actually gonna go up to Balo and give him a pat on the back and like, you're not looking good, bud. Here, let's take you to the refresher.
Right. And so you go ahead, give him a pound of back. He almost falls completely onto his face, but he catches himself, and you see he's still shaking. Then finally he looks at you, and you notice his usual green hue skin, a purple colors beginning to spread from between his eyes, around his eyes. Tears are beginning to flow from his eyes, and you see he begins to mouth words, and he like, help me. Stop me. Help me. I don't want to. His entire face becomes purple. And finally, Ori, she looks up and her eyes grow huge in fear and shock. And Ori, she backs up and falls onto her butt almost as if she saw like a spider and was extremely scared of them. But in complete fear, she scoots underneath the table. And Balo is getting, help, stop me, please, stop, as his entire form becomes purple. And Princess Aura, Sagaristio, I need you to roll initiative.
That's a nat 20. Yay, me.
Okay. You are already on your feet. You're already right next to him as his green skin becomes flushed with purple. You're definitely going first. Jane finally, she kind of looks back and she's like, what is going on? But Sakuristio, what do you do?
Well, since I'm right here, and I don't really want to hurt him really badly, we're gonna do something fun instead.
Oh?
Oh yeah, no, we're gonna grab him. We're gonna hold him down.
Uh-huh.
So, let's see how my strength does against his.
Oh.
Wait, who is this fun for?
Don't worry about it.
I'm very worried about it now.
21.
Right? And so you go ahead and you grab him, and he just, stop me. And all of a sudden, he kind of closes his eyes, and when he opens them back up, even though, as a catch, they're normally all black, but there's usually this shine of personality, of exuberance, of life. When he opens his eyes back up, they are this deep, unshining darkness that you almost feel yourself losing yourself into. You actually do the swallow of fear as his eyes have now turned like that of a shark's. And as you go and get him into a bear hug, trying to restrain him, as he just breaks your hold immediately. That was your action. You still have a move and a bonus action. What do you do?
All right. Let's see. For my bonus action, Let's see, what can I... You know what? Yeah, let's... We'll bring out the assault drone.
All right. As
And,
he breaks the grip that you had over him and you stagger back just a step, you bring over your cybernetic arm. It unfloats.
Unfloats.
New word.
A new word.
All right.
Unfloats.
Unfloats. All right. Parts of it metals. I can't do it today. Guys, I'm out. No, I'm joking. Either way, you begin to shoot out your drones from your arm, and they begin hovering around Balo as it seems as if he's lost control. What do they do?
They're going for the bonk.
Okay. And so they are trying to charge at him as they unfold and begin to assault. They're ramming into him, bumping over and over again, and he is just swatting. But then finally he locks eyes with the princess. After that roar he did, now Tana, she is looking up. Jane looks up immediately and begins pulling out her gun. But do you have anything else, Sagaricio, before we go on to Balo's turn?
When you do block the thing.
The most I could do is, yeah, I could just get in the way. So just kind of shuffle over so I'm in the middle of between him and the princess.
Definitely. You go ahead and you get right in front of him, and he is just looking through you practically. And with that, immediately he attempts to run up you and over you. Go ahead and actually roll a dexterity save. You have to be 18 or higher as he just launches himself towards you.
Oh.
All right, runs up, gets onto your chest, getting ready to leap off your chest, but you reach up and you grab him, bringing him back down to the ground, slamming him down, but he seems to feel no pain as he immediately bounces back to his feet. Realizing that he really does have to go through you, he begins launching fist after fist after hammer swing.
And I'm going to... All right, never mind. Because he already typed it out and everything. It's like, all right.
Oh, go ahead. No, what you going to do?
No, it's too late now.
No, say it.
I was going to oppose disadvantage with a reaction, but you already typed it out.
It's all right. Then I get to roll again and see if that's with disadvantage. Let's see what goes on. It's even worse. Yeah. So, what ability are you using?
That would have been Spiral Defender.
What defender?
So
Spiral Defender. Got you.
Yes.
All right. Describe how that protects you from his flurry of blows.
So Spiral Defender, what it does is it launches these little micro drones as well, but they're more like shield drones.
Got
so for each blow that he's trying, they're coming up and they're like parrying them out of the way. They're swatting it out.
Definitely. All right, so they begin circling around you almost like an atom. And as he goes in for the punches, he keeps on blocking his blows. Princess Aura, what are you doing?
Is he looking at me?
You're unable to see because your Sagaricio is blocking your sight. But he was looking directly at you a moment ago before Sagaricio went ahead and got between the two of you. But there's a table with Sagaricio than him.
Okay, so I'm going to peek around Sagaricio just so that I can be within, like, basically be able to look at Balo, and I'm going to attempt to use Imposing Influence.
Oh!
So it says, you tap into the psychic link between you and a humanoid that you can see within range. That creature must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or become charmed by you for the duration. You can will the target creature to use its action before moving on each of its turns to make a melee attack against a creature of your choice other than itself.
Nice.
Or the target can act normally. And then, yeah, so the saving DC is, I think it's 13.
13? Sounds good. All right. As he is raging and slamming his fist against the spiral defending shield of Sagaricio, you step over to the side. You kind of lay a graceful hand on Jane and her gun. Your eyes begin to glow that golden color. And immediately this gold energy begins to form around his skull. Anyway, Ballo is still until finally he sees you from beyond Sagaricio. He's getting ready to turn and attack. But then he stops. You see his face contorting as if he's trying to understand, almost as he's trying to regain control. A little bit of green begins to appear back over his eyes. Princess. No. I can't. Help me. Help me. Princess, you feel Jane. She comes up behind you. She whispers, "Do we have to put him down?"
I can try one more thing to see if we can maybe bring him back. I think this is tied to his emotions.
If he gets out of control, he's forcing my hand as she cocks the gun. Princess Aura, you did an action. You still have a move and a bonus. You got something?
I'm not going to move, but the other thing I have planned is another Esper ability, so I can't do that until my next turn.
No problem. Sagaricio, what do you do?
Did he freeze in spot? Like, is he sort of just stuck there for right now?
For a moment, yes. It's like his body wants to charge where she currently is, but something is restraining his body. You see his eyes are still glowing kind of gold, as is Princess Aura's. Tana has slid underneath the table and is currently consoling Ori. What do you do?
If he is, in essence, he's sort of just stuck there. He's almost like restrained. If that's the case, I'm going to actually pull out my microfilament wire. I'm going to try and tie him down to prevent him from moving further.
Got you. All right. As he's sitting here doing his best to regain control, to remember the part of him that actually likes Princess Aura, that doesn't want to do her any harm. Finally, one loop, then another loop, and another loop begins to flip over his head and around his torso. Sagaricio, you begin tying it up and whatnot. Go ahead and give me a dexterity check with advantage, please.
Oh boy.
Right.
Well.
Right. You go ahead and you try and put your best knot onto it. But that's just your action. Do you do anything else?
Let's see. What do I got for... Oh, yeah. I still have that bonus action. So I'm still going to have my bots just sort of like... floating around. I don't want to bonk him just because in case that breaks it.
Dagnabbit. Okay.
But they're gonna go around behind him, so he's effectively flanked.
Got you.
And they'll hold up like their little plasma buzzsaws. They're turning into like little truncheon clubs.
Nice. I like that.
Just in case. And
right. That is nice. And so, as they're getting ready to strike him, finally, more tears flows from Ballo's eyes. Princess, stop me. Stop me, please. Stop me. And Princess Aura, you see the purples beginning to return. And immediately, you see his muscles begin to tense up. He normally goes sleeveless because he's wearing simple tunics, a simple tunic, and you see these veins begin to appear all throughout his arms as he begins stretching and bursting the monofilament ropes that Sagaricio had put around him.
How much damage did he do?
Oh, right. He did no damage.
The microfilament thin wire has 10 hit points at an AC of 12.
Okay.
Just wondering.
No problem. And so with that, he's sitting here, he's like pressing against it, even to the point of causing blood to flow. But that is his turn. Princess Aura, what do you do?
So, since Balo is effectively charmed, I am going to use that to my advantage to do shared vision. It says I can share a memory with up to 4 willing creatures within range.
Yeah.
So because he's charmed, I can make him willing.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
So the memory that I'm choosing to share with everybody in the room, but specifically targeted toward Balo, is the memory of him effectively coming home with us. And all the members of the party vowing that they'll teach him whatever he wants to learn, whether that's using a weapon or, basically just letting him know for the first time in his life that he doesn't have to do things that he doesn't want to do anymore, and that Colette can't control him anymore. And then I'm going to verbally remind him, like, you are free, and this you can make a choice.
Please roll your persuasion with advantage and a +2 from the shared vision as you begin pouring these memories into his mind, into the minds of everyone else. More tears begin to flow from his eyes. He blinks and they're no longer dead and black like a shark's, but that shine has returned. Green begins to once again grow across his skin, first over the eyes and the rest of his face. You see his muscles begin to actually shrink back down to the way they were. The veins begin to disappear. Balo falls to his knees. I'm free. I'm free. I'm free. And he kind of falls over and just curls into a ball. What do the two of you do?
I'm gonna crouch down and I'm just gonna sit on the floor next to him, and I'm just gonna pull his head into my lap, and I'm just gonna like gently stroke him and be like, yeah, you're free, it's okay.
And as for me, I'll let her do her thing. I'll still keep the assault drones just like kind of circling. I'll have them put away the truncheons and now replaced with like almost a Japanese style fan to kind of fan him now.
Right, nice.
So to kind of help him calm down. And at this point, I'm actually turning to Jane, and I'm going to tell her, I'm like, Jane, there's something in Jill's room. I don't know what it is. Something I picked up on my scanners.
Something like what?
It's sending a signal out as well as into here. I don't know what it is. I don't want to go in there because this is your family ship. But you should know, you should go check. If anything is out of the normal, bring it out.
Well, if there's something transmitting, there needs to be something receiving. Even a Promethean like you should know that. I'll check Jill's room, but you need to check him.
I'll check him. I'll make sure that he's okay. He looks like he'll be fine for now. But if you check Jill's room, that again, this is your family ship. I have no right to check. But you do have a right to know.
She leaves.
And I will stay with Balo and I'll break out my thermos and pour him a nice little cup of water, and I'll hand it to the princess to give that to him.
Right. As you're doing that, you do notice a very, very small incision behind his ear.
Well, there is something there, and princess, I might have to do something here, and it might jostle him a little bit.
How like cognizant does Balo seem?
Well, right now he's just still crying onto your lap. And he just keeps on repeating the words that I'm free.
Okay. So, since Balo hasn't made any rolls to fight the imposing influence, and the duration is as long as my concentration, I'm just going to use that to kind of keep him calm, and I'm just going to verbally say, like, Balo, we see something wrong with there's something behind your ear. We're going to look at it, but you need to tell us if we're hurting you.
With that, he kind of nods. Sacristio.
Well, at this point, I'll take out my combat knife and I'll actually gesture to one of my assault drones to come and shine a light and basically be like my nurse to help me out here.
Definitely.
So, and I'm going to make my incision to take that out.
All right. Before we get to that, Captain.
Yep.
Where have you led the investigator to?
My quarters.
Okay. You led him to the captain's quarters where you're sitting at your desk, I assume?
Yep.
All right. Well, you have a slightly interesting situation because if you're sitting at your desk, you can only see the top of his head.
Well, there's a chair there.
All right.
You can jump up in it.
He does. He jumps up and kind of squirms and he sits into it. This is a comfy chair. So, Captain, I am going to level with you. I had people that I care about in segment 4, and you helped them out. You helped them escape. And so I am grateful.
Okay. Are you aware of what was going on in segment 4?
I do not have all the details.
How about this? You tell me what you know, and I'll fill in the blanks.
Well, how about this, Captain? You tell me why the station coordinator wants you dead, and then we can take it from there.
Because I know things that I shouldn't know.
You know what?
And I have proof.
You have physical proof?
That I do. You get him out of power, and do so quickly, or all of this will end up swept under the rug, whether either one of us like it or not. And I'll do a little bit of a persuasion on that.
Go ahead.
If you'd like.
Please do. Go ahead and do that roll. Captain, you must understand that my report must be 100% authentic, 100% truth, in order for it to have any effect. So, you admit to being in segment 4. We have placed you at segment 4.
And with a 17.
But like you say, we can work something out, especially since you have the physical evidence. Tell me, Captain, you have really only been from your ship to the captain's lounge to segment 4 and then back to your ship, yes? And he kind of gives you that look like, you better agree.
Pretty much.
Captain,
yeah.
Yes.
Stopped off at the bathroom, but, you know.
Yes. That is good. Since you were only in these several places, then we are able to rule you out as a potential suspect.
Since I've been ruled out, it's only fair to assume that I can ask as to suspect of what.
Well, Captain, I must take my leave, but please, do not leave Pel Ivaro just yet. I have a few people to question, especially since the station coordinator is very interested in finding a elderly Promethean by the name of Arcadicus. It even seems as if
I know him.
the station coordinator is a
I'm
particular
gonna tell you
interest
right
in him.
now. The station coordinator doesn't need anything more to do with that poor man. He already cost the man more than any man should pay.
Well, then it seems this Arcadicus is very important to the investigation of Colette Velgavo.
Mm-hmm.
Then I hope that I find this Arcadicus first before anyone else does. I will take my leave, Captain. Thank you so much. And with that, he goes ahead and goes out your door. Then you realize he...
Before you get too far, give me a way to contact you.
Oh, but of course. And with that, he comes back and he gives you his contact information. I am called Deschamps.
Okay.
Investigator Deschamps. Deschamps.
You'll have to spell that out for me.
Of course. It is your Terran S, your Terran E, your Terran S, your Terran H, your Terran A, and your Terran the W. He goes ahead, he lifts it up, it's just a W. So
Right.
Yeah, Seychelles. Oh, and once again, the food smelled wonderful. Captain.
You can make a stop by the galley on the way.
Oh. I can? Oh, thank you, Captain. And he begins heading towards the galley. Back in the galley.
And I'll follow him.
Uh,
Tapping on my pad as I go. I'm putting his contact information in, locking his communicator frequency down. So that, as long as he's got his communicator on him, I'm going to follow where he goes.
Right. Well, he's definitely heading for the galley. While inside the galley, Sacaristio, I need you to make your medicine check.
Oh, boy.
Has...
well...
Interesting. You begin to make your incision. Princess Aura. He begins to grip your clothing tightly, wincing in pain. He begins gritting his teeth. It's definitely hurting, but you do make the first proper incision. Tana has managed to calm Ori to the point where she has her composure, and she once again joins your side. Ori has one arm around your shoulders, Princess, and with her other hand, she's actually holding Balo's hand. Your Grace. This may sound cruel, but we should end him.
Why? What do you know?
Once a lowborn has devolved into a completely purple state, they are forever changed, and their ability to not fall back into that state diminishes over time, Your Grace. I do not believe that you can help him. It will just get worse and worse and worse.
Do I hear all of that going on?
Yeah.
I'm actually going to kind of look up from what I'm doing. I'm going to look at Ori. It's like, it's not our place to decide his fate. We let the cosmos decide our fate.
Sagaricio.
And then at that point, I'm going to amplify my own ability.
Mm.
Yeah, so if you need me to make another check again, you just let me know. But I'm amplifying the next one by 3.
Sounds good. All right, you have 2 options. You can make another medicine check to remove it, or you can make a mechanics check to deactivate it and leave it there. Immediately, the door opens. Something smells very good in. Oh. What is happening?
Jane, report.
I'm just gonna kind of look at the investigator. I'm gonna look at the captain and the investigator again, and I'm just gonna say gibberish in Alamu.
All right, with that, Jane, she kind of goes around to the both of you, and she kind of ushers the investigator and even you, Captain, out. Okay, come on, listen. There's no contaminating the new infirmary. She finally gives you that look, and she kind of grabs your hand, Captain. She goes, "Oh, so you're the investigator." As she's talking to the investigator, she's actually tapping the palm of your hand with her ring finger, and you could tell it's Morse code, and she is telling you what's happening inside.
Okay.
Oh, you're a Zalfeed, correct? And they're just having this back and forth. But tell me, Sagaricio,
I'm going to remove it.
As you go for that procedure, as you begin cutting away the biological attachments it has to his skull, to his bones, to the muscles, to the nerves, with every slightest movement you make, he twitches and pulses in pain.
I know these twitches well. This thing is connected by the nerves and all of that. Very similar to how my arm is.
For a moment, he goes really still. Aura, you get worried. Ori holds his hand a little tighter.
Once I got all of that out and I start to close it up, I'll put my finger towards the incision and a nice gentle shock to reawaken those nerves.
Immediately, Bala goes. He kind of realizes that he's on your lap, princess, and that he's been holding on to you. And once again, fear kind of takes his eyes, and he scrambles up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. What happened? And he starts cleaning up his face. Wait. You're okay. You everybody's okay. I didn't. And then he looks at you, princess, and you could tell from his facial expression that he remembers your words. And the tears flow once again. He goes, I'm free.
Yes.
How come I just saw Dobby?
All right. But with that, he makes a slight approach and he opens his arms. It looked like he was getting ready to hug you, but then he stopped because he remembered his place.
I'm going to close the distance between us and hug him tight.
And it probably doesn't help that he's actually still tied up.
Right. But they hug. Ori joins the hug. Stalkery, still do you?
I'm tempted to, but I'll
Then Tana pushes you over there.
yeah, then she just pushes me in, just like,
Right.
alrighty then. I'll start patting all of them because my arms can reach pretty much around all of them.
Right.
Kind of give them a pat on the back. Still speaking more gibberish in Alamu.
Right. Tana goes ahead and squeezes her way in there. You guys hug it out. And as that is happening, we're going to call tonight a close.
Ew.
On that very sweet note, and no more wee woos, all right? Yeah, don't give me like that. All right? The people, they don't know. They don't know. Oh, but that concludes our exciting session of Esper Genesis. Oh, man. Oh.
Damn it, you're leaving me hanging again.
Just a little bit. All right. We hope you enjoyed it. All right. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to join us on our next live stream. I want to thank my players, Alloy, Master Draco, Dark Lovely, Tonto Tomahawk, and Typhoon44. Also, don't forget to follow me on Facebook at Cobalt GM's ttrpg zone, on Instagram as cobalt.gm, and TikTok at Cobalt GM5. So you get to stay up to date on all of our latest adventures, including some exciting new ones that are coming up in a couple of weeks. Until next time, have a great night, and let's level up together. Bye!
Bye-bye.
Hasta la vista.